great afternoon. As you see, new look, afternoon new look. I go from Cher to kind of a Susan Powder look. Anybody remember Susan Powder? She was, did all these exercise things, Susan Powder, and she kind of had hair that was kind of like this and stuff. So anyway, new look. But I was just watching the YouTube, and again, this talking about these veterans, and I don't know how so many veterans are joining these paramilitary things and going down the rabbit hole of deep state conspiracies and, aligning themselves with 45. It's like, how did that happen? How did that happen? So I think I'm just going to pull a 9 card and see if I get a thing on that. How did that happen? I mean, when you go in the military, you take an oath to serve your country. So how does that relate to ones like Flynn or ones that are, absolutely traitors? How they wind up being traitors? Justice. Going into it with justice, the center about control, leadership, and then some opportunity, looking at an opportunity. Above justice, we have manipulating, making a sweeping change, call it the make it happen, but they're coming in this delusional aspect, okay? So they're not coming into it grounded. They're buying into these fantasies, to these dramas, and they want to make a broad sweeping change. Now, out of 5 cards, we got 3 that are major arcana in this. Justice, manipulation, and rulership. Above Emperor rulership, we have holding on to power. But we also have the karma card. Okay, so I think that in this case, the woman, I think, is again more indicative of America holding on to power and rulership and all of that idea. So when it came to opportunity, they were above it all. I think going to these deep state conspiracy sites and sharing their, rather than it being healing, it's something toxic, though, that they're sharing, and looking at opportunities coming up and energetic ways to move, and they're underneath it all, they're buying into this, and wanting to charge forward. They're in this mental spin and maybe wanting to temper, balance stuff according to their idea of it, but they have the nightmare scenario and not happy with what they see and wanting to be able to claim some sort of an action of victory. Okay, so it's buying into, bottom line, into all these illusions and fantasies and dramas. It's like, okay, the fantasies and stuff are what they're sharing, and they're looking at the manipulation and control of some starting action. So they join these paramilitary groups and think that they are protecting America, okay? Because they're buying into this drama. I think a lot of it had to do with people coming into the country and that type of thing, that they just fully fell down the rabbit hole, okay? And they have this delusional idea about being able to manipulate, justice, being in control, in power, okay? Maybe they think it's karmic, that they should be there. But again, we have the, that's the overview, but we have looking at whatever opportunity they think they're having, some opening, but they're in this delusional sharing that they're doing, okay? It's not based on reality, it's based on what? Alternative facts, lies, manipulation, spin, okay? But they want to have a strong America is what it looks like. And so they're looking at some new action. You know, and just that same thing. They want to have the power that they had and feel like they've got power. So they join these paramilitary groups because they want to belong to something, and maybe it aids if some of them have PTSD or something, that they're with like comrades, etc., and that they're going to continue to be relevant to protect America. Although their idea of protection is not protecting it, it's tearing it down. Because, again, they went down this rabbit hole of Q and this other craziness and bought into 45 and his nonsense, and have lost the ability to see clearly. So that's what I get on these veterans joining these paramilitary groups, etc.